create the habit and create the neurological pathways in your brain that say, when I hear this playlist, it immediately makes me want to like move my body.
This is the deep dive with Adam Roa.
I'm so paying attention. I'm observing myself. You're going, oh, that's interesting. Like that's showing up, that you're feeling that way, or you're burning on that end, but you're not showing up for yourself in that. So I've been really paying attention to my energy and really managing my energy. And that's through that 20% flow. When I'm in it, I used to let myself get distracted. I don't. Like if I'm in my flow, no one messes with me. Like that's it. That's my time for me.
And what does that look like for you?
So for me, it's meditation, prayer, gratitude. It's journaling. It's also like it's funny because some people would say like the gym is hustle, but for me, it's not. It's like my time to get in. And I realized the other day, man, I was playing some music and I'm like, oh my God, I love this. And it dropped me into this awesome state. And then I realized that I'm linking that to the times when I work out. It's like this, I get to be in my own space, listen to my own music, and I'm working out. And I'm actually even exercising differently. Like I'm actually paying attention to everything in my body. Like when I'm doing weights, I'm like slowing it down. I'm not like just going into pump it like this, just like, wow, let's get pumped. It's not about that. I'm actually laying and I'm feeling into my body. Like, okay, how are my muscles feeling? What's my heartbeat? What's my breath? I'm paying attention to how I'm breathing while I'm doing it. And it's almost like this meditation, man. I get it when I surf too. Surfing is like a meditation as well. So yeah, they're my practices, my habits for self-love and to be in my flow.
Yeah. And so what's interesting about that for people listening to this is, we can call those flow triggers, right? So when you're designing the things that get you into the frame of mind that feels like flow, what you spoke to with even the music that puts you into a certain state, that can be designed, right? So like everyone listening right now, you can have a playlist that you only listen to when you're doing something that is in that state. And then what happens is that playlist now becomes something that can put you in that state. It's classical conditioning, Pavlov's dogs, right? Where he rings the bell and they salivate. Well, this is a similar thing. And so this is where I think most people kind of hurt themselves in terms of being able to motivate themselves and get themselves into optimal states, which is it's going to take a month, 21 days or 90 days, depending on what frame, like what you want to choose to do, but to create the habit and create the neurological pathways in your brain that say, when I hear this playlist, it immediately makes me want to like move my body and exercise and that sort of thing. It's not like you just make that playlist and it's magically the thing that does it. There might be some songs in there, but you have to do the action and create the correlation. But you can do that with food. You can do that, like, for example, I'll use another example. I was noticing that during this quarantine, I was starting to eat some late night bowls of granola. I was like having at 11 o'clock at night, I was like, I just want this thing. And instead of just making myself feel bad about it, what I started to do was saying, if I'm going to have the bowl of granola late at night, what I get to do while having the bowl of granola is be creative. So I get to make music, I get to play music, I get to write poetry. That's what I do if I'm going to have it. So that if I decide to do it, I know that it is I've created a correlation with it where it's going to be supportive, as opposed to, oh, I'm just going to eat this and I'm going to sit here and maybe watch YouTube stuff. Like I'm creating it consciously. And I think that's something that's really important, because I know that you do that too. Like we set up our habits consciously to move us in the direction that we want to go.
Yeah. Absolutely. Like I said before, success is a habit. More of what you do is more of who you become. And yeah, I've interviewed, obviously lots of people that are playing at a very high level, and you see patterns after a while, man. They're all doing it. Most, like 95% of them are meditating. Most of them work out. I think the thing is, like, a lot of people know the habits they should stick to, that they get to stick to. But what it is also defining like why, okay? Like having a great connection with that habit. For my students, what we often do is we'll write down a list of 20 or 50 benefits that will come into their life if they stick to that habit on a consistent basis. And when they write it out, it's like, it's almost like a no-brainer after that. They're just like, oh, of course, I'm sticking to it. Now it's like shadowing all the bullshit excuses because it's just so blatantly obvious that it needs to be done.